Yo, what's up? Guess okay. Hey, what's up? I'm back again with another video. How y'all guys doing today? I hope y'all doing good because I'm doing good today. I had a good day today. I played a little bit of Grand Theft Auto 5. Is it 5 or 4? The new one. I played some of that today. It was real fun. I'm late to the party, so this is like my first time like, actually getting to it. So I've been playing that pretty much all day. I had a good time. It's hard. I have to get back into the groove of playing stuff like that. But anyways, that's what I did pretty much today. But today, I just want to talk about. I watched Tamar. I watched the reel today, and today's episode was about bullying. And I'm kind of glad that this episode came on today because I've actually been wanting to do a video on bullying for a while. But I didn't know, like, I just didn't know how to approach doing the video or what I would say. But today the video was like perfectly played today. On today, they were talking about how there's this college that has this course where it's like a Mean Girls course where you could go in and you get to learn like why these girls, they do things that they do to be rude and evil and bully people, things like that. So that's what it started off on that. Then it went into, um, have you ever been bullied before? Everybody was asking, have you ever been bullied? Have you ever been bullied? And pretty much everybody um, said that they were bullied except Lonnie. Lonnie was the one who she protected the people that was being bullied in school. That's what her thing was. But then I think Adrian. I don't know what Adrian said. I don't pay attention to anything she says, to be honest. But Jeannie, she was said that she was bullied in school all the time. She got into four fights, and then Tamara said that when her and Tia were child actors, so people were hating on them, and her mom and dad gave them advice that y'all better stick together so that when there's nobody else, you'll have each other. So that's how they overcame their bullying. And then Tamar, her thing was she was bullied all her life. She grew up being bullied. When Tony Braxton became famous, she was the youngest sister, so she went to school by herself. And when Tony Braxton became famous, then they picked on her even more. And then it came into her adult life, and then she goes on to say that she's being bullied now on the internet and social media is worse now. And then Jeannie goes and says, "Oh, Tamar, I just feel like you're so strong and just things like that." And I was like, Tamar does come off that, so I agree with that. And then she's like, "No, I'm just I'm really insecure and things like that, blah 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 blah." So then she says, "Well, I didn't know that. I just want to know what advice would you give your son if he has to go through being bullied? Like, what would you say to him to help him out?" And then she kind of Tamar broke down because she didn't have any advice. She didn't know what to say because she's still being bullied now and she doesn't know how to handle it. Then she goes into the story of how someone called her a Muppet and they kept on doing it over and over, and now the whole world continues to call her that day to day. Now we all know who to call her the Muppet. Someone who K Michelle called her the Muppet, trash ass. Um, and also, as the show aired around the world today, K Michelle, I don't know if she was watching it or if she just saw the tweets that was going. She tried to retaliate and say if you dish it out and you have to be able to take it, which is true. Um, but also at the same time, you also have to think about what you put out there because it sticks to people. Like, let's say if I call my mom a toxic trick on TV, the world is gonna remember that, and they're gonna every time my mom goes somewhere, she's gonna be called a toxic trick because that's what they remember on TV at that moment. So my thing is personally, I think bullying is the most disgusting thing in the world. Like it's no use for it. I go on Facebook and then I see videos. Okay, dumbass camera keep cutting off, but like I was saying, there's Facebook videos where kids will follow a kid around and like hit him in the head and keep bothering him and record it that they're bullying him and then put it on line so the whole world can see them just being jackasses. Then I've seen the videos where there's the girl got jumped for sitting on a bitch sandwich, a McDouble or something like that. Stupid, so stupid. So stuff like that really just disgusts me. It's so uncalled for. It's so unnecessary. It's so stupid, and it's just I just don't understand why people do the things they do. And I said earlier before the video cut off, I thought I was talking to the camera, but it actually wasn't recording me. But I was saying that I have experiences with being bullied as well, and it started from around fifth to sixth grade, and then it went all the way up through high school and middle school, and it pretty much like calmed down in 12th grade, but it was still like here and there. And what people don't know is when you bully somebody for a long periods of time, they still like you take when you, as you get older, you still have to do you still deal with that. Like I know for me, one of the things as that I took grew up with, like as far as being bullied, like whenever let's say if I'm like outside walking or just outside or if I'm walking like in a store or something and I see a group of people ahead of me, what I do is I put my head down and then I walk all the way past them so that I don't have to see them because you never know what they're gonna do. Even though most of the time they're not gonna do anything, it's just a habit that I developed in school and growing up because like there go the people that is gonna bother me today, so let me do what I need to do so that they don't notice me. I guess it's like a defense mechanism where you hide yourself. You feel like you hide yourself from the world so that you don't have to deal with it, but in all actuality, that makes you more vulnerable to them bothering you because they're gonna see that they're messing with you, and then they're gonna keep on. They're probably gonna do it even worse and make you feel embarrassed even more because they know you hide it from them. Like I remember, I went to a new school. I switched high schools from Florida. I went from South Carolina to Florida high school, and Florida is South Carolina and Florida are two totally different places. And I remember there was a guy that I was in school with. When I first met him, I didn't really get to know him like that, but when I first met him, he was pretty cool. I don't know what he was like a loner. Then I don't know what happened within the span of the next 2 weeks, but then he became like a pop. So in the span of the 2 weeks, he just turned into this popular cat, and everybody was cool with him. I remember one day I was in class and I was sitting right here and he sat over there, and then him and this girl was talking, and then I just heard him talking shit about my clothes, about the way I looked, and then next thing I know, paper balls was getting thrown at me, and like I don't know anybody, and then like I don't want to like say something back to beef it up so that they're gonna go in on my ass even more, so I kept it quiet. I didn't say anything, and then the girl that was sitting over there, I had over the time I kind of grew to know her, and I remember we used to could listen to our CD play. If we had music and CD player, we would sneak and listen to them. So I was listening to mine one day, and then she was like, can I listen to it?" And then he was asking me, "Can I listen to it too?" And of course, hell no, I'm not gonna let you listen to my shit. You fucking throwing paper balls at me and shit like that. So then I gave it to her to let her listen to. And that's when all hell broke loose. Like he kept on going, like dissing my ass even more, talking shit, throwing more paper balls, telling me he gonna beat my ass after class. And I'm just like, thinking to myself, like, what the hell did I do to deserve this type of shit? But what I noticed though, what was crazy, and I think this was with all people who have a bullying mindset. I remember I went to McDonald's a while later with my daddy, and I saw him in the McDonald's, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Now he about to embarrass me in front of my daddy. But so I'm at the register ordering my food, and then I'm like looking like this because I ain't wanted him to see me. So then he come up to the register too, and then I see him looking like he trying to find out who I am. And then all of a sudden he says to me, he pulled my arm back and looked at me. He's like, I knew that was you. He's like, why you hiding your face for? And the way he said to me was like totally different from how he was in front of everybody else at school. He was just so cool and calm, and he was with his parents too. And it seemed like his mama didn't play that shit. So basically, what I learned was he was just putting on for the camera. And can you tell me if this thing's still recording? Cause the light just went off and I ain't got the time. You hate what's going on in your life, but you can overcome it. My thing was I just just roll, just kept it cute. Ignore it. You can ignore it for so long, but then when you do ignore it, sad to say, it does get worse sometimes. But for the most part, when you do ignore it, it gets worse before it gets better. Like you feel like it gets worse, and then they finally realize that hey, he don't give a fuck, so they move on to the next person that they can bully. It's never cool for someone to just make you feel horrible about yourself and things like that. Like there's so many types of different bullies. There's bullies in school. There's bullies in your parents can be. Some people's parents are bullies. Isn't that disgusting? You can have a bully in a relationship, and just it's just disgusting. It just disgusts me. If you're a bully, you have no room in my life as far as a friend, as far as anything, because it's just disgusting, and I don't see why people do it. Because there's too many kids that don't know how to handle that. And my thing is, I don't have when I have kids, I'm scared that if somebody's bullying them, you can teach them to fight back, which is a defense mechanism. But what is that? That's gonna get them through school, yeah. But then you fight that day. You probably gonna have to fight the next day because somebody else is doing it. So honestly, I don't know what could be a cure as far as what can we give advice to people who are being bullied, because I didn't have any advice growing up when I was dealing with, and I really don't. Like I was saying, if I had kids and they came home crying to me that somebody was bullying with them, I don't. It's only so much I can do as a parent. I could go to the school, talk to the teachers and the principal, and let you know, hey, this kid is doing this to my kid, and I don't bring my kids to school to deal with this. They're coming to get an education. The teacher can do what they need to do, and the principal can do what they need to do. But at the end of the day, let's say they go back and talk to their parents. Those parents could be just as mean spirited and heartless as their children are, which is probably where the kids learned it from. And the kids can, oh, just wait till we go to recess and the teacher is not looking. I'm gonna get you then. It's always a way that they can come back and get it. So I don't know what type of advice I'll be able to give my kids, and it's scary because I don't if I can't help them, and it's constantly happening. You don't know what they're gonna do as far as if they can't handle it, and you never want them to do something as far as harming themselves because they can't help themselves dealing with the bullying. So I want to go ahead and keep it short because I can go on and on and on and on and on about this topic. But if you just know that you have to do whatever you can, talk to somebody. If you need to, let's say if you're getting bullied when you're on your way home from school, find somebody to walk home from school with. Just there's strength in numbers, so I guess that would be my thing, my advice to give kids that are being bullied in school. Be sociable and find people to hang with, and always keep a group around where someone's going to bother you, because they may do it, they may try you, but if you have a group with you, they're not going to risk something big. So Brandon, you ever been bullied? Never. Lucky. But yeah, if you've ever been bullied, let me know how you dealt with it, how you feel about it. What were your reasons for being bullied? How did you what advice would you give to someone that's being bullied, and how they can be helped with that? Because bullying is a big thing, and it seems like it gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So that's all I have for today because like I said, I can keep talking. So till next time, peace.